Well, I wanted to give a late garden update. I don't know how much battery I've left, but I'll do what I can. This is a few weeks later since the last time. The tomatoes are finally starting to produce, even though it's so late in the year. I don't know how many I'll get to ripen before the frost hits, but as you can see, they are now growing. I am harvesting some of these bigger tomatoes. They're not as big as they normally would be given the variety, but hey, what are you doing? A dry year, you got to do what you can do. I've been watering every other day for about a month now. We haven't had rain in probably 6 weeks, and it's very dry. We're supposed to get some tomorrow, but I've heard that story before that didn't pan out. The grape tomatoes are growing very well. I'm harvesting them regularly. I don't know how many gallons I've taken off of there, but they're doing well, and I'm hoping for the best for what tomatoes are left. The sweet corn I planted over here, this is the nectar. It was pretty spotty. I've got a couple cobs that may mature and ripen and give me at least a taste. But again, with the dryness this year, it was just hard to do much of anything. Still have a lot of blossoms here, you can see on the grape tomatoes. So I mean, if I don't get frost, they'll be going for a while yet. I already picked off this banana pepper plant. Again, doing it for my wife's friend, and she got a bunch of them, so hopefully she's happy. And these other little peppers, I'm not sure if they're banana peppers or jalapenos or whatever. She really didn't have them labeled too well. The wax beans are still okay. They're not quite at their end yet, but I've been picking a lot off of there. I put, I think, 20 quarts of green and wax beans into the freezer so far, so that's a good amount. Just try to show you this quick before my battery all runs out. This little ornamental pumpkin has put out a few pumpkins anyhow. Just wanted to grow some for the sake of having. I have a few zucchini left wanting to grow on here. They're not the healthiest, but I've gotten 5 or 6 off of that one plant already. And these summer squash, don't know if I'm going to get any more off of them, but again, I've gotten probably half a dozen off of them, so given the year, I'm not going to complain. The cabbage is looking pretty good. The heads are forming pretty well now, even though I'd lost some initially. But as you can see here, sorry about that, they're good and solid. I'll probably leave them in the garden till later, even after the frost. The pole beans here are still coming a little bit, but they're almost done. They did okay this year, not great, but okay. And again, like I said, I put 20 some quarts of beans away, so that's not too bad. I did harvest all of the broccoli. The heads were pretty good size. And if you notice here, I'm now starting to get secondary heads starting to form, which is great. You know, that's, you can get a broccoli plant that gives you more than one harvest a year, you're doing pretty good. So we'll see how many of these will produce more or not. The cucumbers were a complete waste. And the peppers, there's still some on there. I know I've harvested a lot off of these, but there's still some growing. So we're going to let them grow as much as they want to grow. Some are bad, some are blighted, but others are okay. And we'll keep harvesting them. Those I have to get before the frost or they won't make it. But I'm not upset about the amount of peppers I put. Oh, I don't know how many, probably a dozen or more in the freezer in various bags. You know, cut them up and seeded them and so on. And I've chopped a bunch up to use for vegetable plates. So I'm not unhappy with the peppers this year. The potatoes, the plants are finally now starting to die, which is what you want. They're not quite ready to try to harvest yet. The onions, I never expect them to do well in this soil, but at least they're there to try to keep the pests out. At least that's what I was told. So we'll come back for the potatoes in a couple weeks. I'll wait until all the plants are all dead like this before I try to harvest, and I can go through and just do it once. But we'll see what that harvest is. I can probably do another video on that when it gets closer. The sweet corn over here, this is the Honey Select. I've gotten a few cobs off of there. It's not great in size, but the taste is good. Given the amount of dryness we've had and trying to water to keep it alive, I'm happy I'm getting anything from there. So at least I've got I'm getting a few cobs here and there. But the flavor's good, so we will get a few more off of that. So I don't want to belabor this, but I just wanted to give you an update that even in a bad growing year, you can still get some things to harvest, and that's where we are right now. We're getting some things, and again, it's going to depend on how quickly we get frost. There's nothing in the immediate weather for at least the next week, which we're halfway through September here in this area. We usually get frost by the second week of October is normal. So we'll see what happens. But I'll come back to you with kind of a final wrap up, I guess. But so not too bad. We are getting some food out of the garden, considering we put it in a month late because it rained all through May and half of June, and then the faucet turned off for most of July and all of August, and now into September. So we're surviving with it. This is gardening and farming. You never have optimum conditions. So thank you for watching. Thank you for following our channel as we enjoy living out in the country on a shoestring.